Welcome to Vegas Views. I'm Danny Miner, aka the Crime Solver. Dawn is not here today. She is in New York with her actors and actresses and models. We wish her luck with Dream Tracks, and she might call in today. I'm not sure. But my co-host today is JC. Thanks for coming, brother. And we're going to talk about a great subject today.
Thank you for having me.
And, no problem.
And before we proceed with our show, I just want to tell everybody that I also have my own show here on social media.
Okay.
Which is called Spotlight, and I review movies, fashion, red carpet, and anything glamorous, anything fabulous under the sun.
Awesome. So definitely tune in to watch them. I'm going to watch it.
So
you can do all kind of movies too?
Well, I dabble in filmmaking. A long time ago, I made a drama, comedy, and I did some comedy, under the production of Social Media Shows Network, Gizzy and His Frenemies, which is playing, by the way. When is it playing? Is it like 9 p.m. every day?
So you like comedy too?
I love doing comedy. I love doing a little bit of drama. I think drama and comedy, sometimes they, and I like playing characters that take themselves too seriously, and then it becomes really funny.
That's great. We just went to that Jimmy Kimmel's comedy show. They're on the Strip. I don't know if you've ever been. I recommend it. It was actually really cool. They have different comedians every night, and it was cheap. It was $30. And it was worth the $30. Believe me, the comedians were great. So I love comedy.
I need to go. If it's Jimmy Kimmel, I need to go.
You like Jimmy?
I do.
The person we went to see was the girl from America's Got Talent. I don't know if you know her. God, I can't. Victoria Barbera or something like that. I don't know if she talks about living in a trailer park her whole life in California. She's funny as heck. So we had a ball. But let's talk about what we're supposed to talk about today.
My gosh.
Folks, we got a big show today. Listen, and this is why JC's here, because he's the expert. I'm like sort of an expert because I just watch so much TV on this stuff. But JC, he is the expert. And what we're talking about, folks, and listen, I don't know, JC, there is so much information about UFOs anymore. And they're calling them URP, what are they calling them now? UAPs.
Yeah, UAPs.
UAPs, they changed the name.
Yes.
And there's so much talk. The government has came out. They said this is real. They've been investigating it. They had a whistleblower on TV who said that we actually have recovered crafts with aliens. They actually told us this. And here's the shocker. Now, Mark Rubio, our senator last night, he was on and he said there was more whistleblowers out there saying that these UFOs are real. They've seen them. We've got recovered crashes. And what I don't get, JC, and I know me and you are believers, but the American public seems not to care. I mean, they basically told us this is real, and the American public's like, yeah, that's not true.
Well, some pretend not to care, but they just keep it deep down inside of them. Do
you think they're like afraid?
Yeah, they're afraid that people will view them as nut jobs.
Right.
In my case, I don't care. I mean,
I'm a nut job.
People already view me as a nutcase.
Yes.
So hey.
Listen, here's the thing, and this is what I don't get, JC. The thing I don't get is people be like, that's so unrealistic, this and that, that's crazy. We live on a ball, right? That rotates, right? 365 days, right? Just rotating. We have a sun and we have a moon, and there's trillions of other planets and stars in this. We don't even understand what we are. And people are like, that's not true. Of course, there's always that possibility of being true. Some people say it could be a different dimension. Do you feel it's extraterrestrials, or do you think it's a different dimension?
It could be from both.
Right.
Because we live not only in a universe, I'm being a bit Marvel and DC right now. We live in a multiverse. There are many different dimensions and multiverses.
Right.
And where am I going? Well, as a man of faith.
Right.
Because I'm really a deeply devoted follower of Christ. Sometimes I call myself Jesus freak.
Okay.
I was going through a dilemma. How am I going to reconcile my faith, but I also believe that there are aliens out there?
That's a great conversation.
Yeah, because it's impossible that there are trillions and trillions of planets and there's multi-dimensions. Is nobody out there?
Right, there gotta be.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. I'll be singing like that singing cat this morning.
Yes.
Sometimes I'm alone. Sometimes I'm not. Hello, hello.
So, I mean, if you think, let's go, I'll tell you what we can do today. And a lot of folks don't know what me and you know. Let's go over to let's go over the biggest ones.
Yes.
Roswell, to me, is like the first one.
The
Everybody
first one.
thinks. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think they definitely covered that up?
Definitely.
I do
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Definitely. And
Yeah.
what people don't understand is back in 1947, there was a crash. Okay? A farmer noticed the crash. He saw the debris. He goes into town.
Yeah.
They get the army to come out. Then you got to realize this ain't days of cell phones. He had to travel into the town. I think it was like an 80-mile drive for him. Get back, get everybody out there. And then the government puts in the newspaper that they recovered a spacecraft.
Oh my gosh.
They put it in the newspaper, front page, folks. And then the next day, what do they say? We made a mistake. It's a weather balloon.
But something that's even more mind-blowing than that.
Yep.
Imagine a day without a cell phone, but go
Yes. Listen, I'm addicted to cell phones.
I know.
I had to put it over there because I would have been doing it while I'm on air. Right? It's such addiction. But you were totally right. I mean, it definitely happened. And for them to say it's a spacecraft, and then the next day they said it was a balloon, a total cover-up. Total cover-up.
It's not a balloon.
It's definitely not a balloon. And they said that, there were some people that said that, there was bodies there too, and it was taken, it was taken to the Air Force Base afterwards. I totally believe this. I totally believe this happened. And now with the, if you saw the whistleblower on News Nation, he talks about Roswell, and he said it was a cover-up. I mean, we recovered it. We covered aliens. We covered a craft. And a lot of people out there, they're probably listening to me and you, JC, and thinking, them two guys are crazy, man, believing in this. But your government told you it's real. I get it. People will be like, well, the government lies to us, right? I get the government lied to you. They are telling you this for a reason. My guess, JC, is they're going to come out and tell us everything soon. And I think they're dripping it on us so they don't tell us right away.
Oh my gosh, that's when the shiza is gonna hit the ceiling fan.
Yes.
Because it's not only aliens that they're covering up, but alien technology.
Yes.
As well. Where our technology here on this earth, it's all obsolete. Everything is obsolete. Everything.
Absolutely.
And what they're hiding from us is something that could actually eradicate poverty, illnesses, sicknesses, and it's free energy from everyone that they discovered that the aliens have this.
Right.
And
they're also saying, JC, that these crafts are seen going into the water too.
Yes.
That's the big thing. They seen them, and last year I remember in Hawaii.
Atlantis.
Yes. In Hawaii, people filmed a UFO actually going into the water. They seen it. And, the UFO sightings are everywhere now. And I think why the government, JC, is finally coming out with this is they can't hide it anymore. No. We all have cell phones. We all have Ring cameras. We all have everything. And they can't hide it. What they used to hide, they can't do it anymore. So if we talk about that one, which was a huge case, let's talk about the abduction cases. I mean, the big one was... I think, did you hear me talk about this last week? Travis Waldron. Did you ever hear about that case?
No, I did not.
Travis Waldron. He was, and this happened in the 70s. He was a logger in Arizona, Snowflake, Arizona. So it's not far from like Sedona area, stuff like that. I don't know if you've ever been there. And he was a logger. Him and his buddies went every day up into the mountains to cut the trees down, log them for the day, and they got this contract. He was with 5 other guys. It was the end of the night. They were all getting in their truck and driving home. They logged all day. As they're driving, they start seeing lights in the mountain. Oh, wow. And they're like, they honestly, and they made a movie of this. It's called Fire in the Sky.
I've seen that
Have
movie.
You seen that?
I have seen it.
They start thinking.
Twice.
Yes, it's awesome. They start thinking, is this a fire? They thought it was a fire or something like that in the woods, right? So they go there, and when they get there, it's a spacecraft. And it's just floating there. And Travis gets out, they'll get a better look, and they're all yelling at him, get in the car, get in the car, get in the car.
I remember
he
that
gets
scene.
zapped.
Yeah.
When he gets zapped, they get scared and they leave him. And then they get down the road and they're like, we got to go back for Travis. And everybody's like, he's dead, he's dead.
Yeah,
they go back and he's gone.
He's gone.
And then he's missing for four days, folks. This is facts. You can sit here, you can call me and JC crazy all you want. This is facts. You can go look at it. These guys were almost tried for murder because he was missing for 3 days. They explained to them they saw him be abducted. They didn't want to hear it. They thought these guys murdered him. They took lie detector tests, passed, and then Travis returned 3 days later. He returned 3 days later and then tells his story. And they made a movie of this. And to me, you know, and we laugh at him. People laughed at him. But, you know, soon people aren't going to be laughing at him. Because it's coming out now. It's coming out.
Yeah, I could not laugh at him. I really believe that this is his testimony.
Yeah.
And also, not to go very far, our social media shows network did an interview with a lady who was actually abducted.
Really?
By a UFO. Her name is Diane Swanson.
Okay.
And she and her husband were both abducted.
Oh my gosh.
She was pregnant.
Oh my gosh.
So while she
were they driving in a car or anything, or how did that happen?
So that part I totally forget because
right.
I was so
into the story.
The story, like get to that part. And, and so they were. Well, first of all, we thought it was going to be a tinfoil hat moment.
Okay.
I mean, we weren't laughing about you, Diane Swanson.
I know what you mean.
But like but then when she told her story, it was really unexpected. Like when she came back from that incident, it's almost like time would stop. She would stare at the wall and it would be like, say for example, 1 o'clock, and all of a sudden the time would be 7 p.m. So from one time would start like jumping, and she would just be still, you know, staring at the wall. And then the most mind-blowing thing that the aliens did to her is that they removed the baby.
Oh my gosh.
And then after that incident, when she was taken back to her home the following day, naturally, you know, she went to the doctor to have the baby checked if the baby is fine. And the doctor was scratching his head. It's what happened to the baby. It's as if you've never had one. You never had a baby.
Oh my gosh.
So the doctor became a believer.
Right. Listen, I totally believe that story. I mean, I follow this just like you do. I mean, almost every night I'll watch one of these documentaries that are streaming and stuff like that. And they all have the same story, missing time.
Yes.
They seen something and bang, you know, it was 1 o'clock, now it's 2 o'clock. Then it was, you know, 2 p.m., now it's 4 o'clock. And they're like, what happened to 2 hours of my life?
Yes.
And, you know, people could laugh, but there is thousands and thousands of people this happened to. Not everybody could be crazy, and I think it is. Did you ever read the book or see the movie called Communion? Did you see that?
I've heard of that.
The guy's name is Whitney something. I can't think of his last name offhand, but he wrote this book, what ended up being a bestseller. And on the cover of the book is the alien that he saw. And he lived in upstate New York. And in upstate New York, he was being abducted all the time. He actually went to his wife, and this guy was a writer. This was an intelligent man, okay? This was an intelligent, wealthy man that this was happening to. This wasn't somebody that was doing drugs or anything like that. He went to his wife and he said to her, I think I'm going crazy. Because he was being abducted at night. He thought and his wife knew something was wrong because he didn't tell her right away. She thought he was falling out of love with her because he started like, you know, not being secluded, not talking to her, and she didn't know what was going on. She thought he was going to ask for a divorce. And when he said to her, listen, I got to tell you something, I'm being abducted by aliens, she actually said she was relieved because she thought he wanted a divorce. Because she said she knew something was wrong with him. She knew his change of personality, something was going on in his life. And then they took him to a psychologist. They did that where they hypnotize you, and it all came out. He was being abducted every single night, and this went on. And he actually ended up moving from that house in upstate New York because he thought they were coming there. But he thinks that some people just get abducted their whole life, like from little kids all the way through. You know, and they've actually, and now you guys are going to think we're crazy, but your government is telling you this is true. So you better start looking into this because it's true. You can hide from it. You can do whatever you want. It's coming out. They said they're actually putting implants. There's people, there's doctors that took implants out of people. That they were implanted with something so they could track them. Just like we track deer and we track bear and stuff like that. I don't know. It's scary.
It's scary.
I've never seen anything though. Have you?
Well, I feel and you guys are going to be weirded out. that the God that I'm worshiping has led me to that.
Okay.
One day I bought the Urantia book, the Alien Bible, as people know it out there, from Barnes & Noble. So I bought it, and as I was reading it, I'm like, no, this is blasphemy. This is sacrilegious. So I tore it to pieces and I threw it in the garbage can.
Okay.
Now remember, there are multiple copies out there in Barnes & Nobles.
Right.
So a few months later, I was going to church, and this senior guy asked me what I was doing in the bus station, and I told him I'm going to church right now. Oh, I'll take you to church.
Right.
So he takes me to church. As soon as we got to the parking lot, he hands me the Bible that I threw away.
Wow.
6 months before that.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, and that was proof.
Yes.
That the God that I'm worshiping, wanted me to believe in that.
Right.
And also, before that, because like I said a while ago, I couldn't reconcile my, biblical Christianity with the belief of aliens.
Right.
But there was this book out there. It's a book by Howard Storm.
Okay.
He was an atheist, but he had an out-of-body experience.
Okay.
He died, and then his soul went to this, dark place, and this bright light rescues him, and he sees the bright light is Jesus.
Okay.
He said he felt so much love, the love that he never felt from his lover, mother, brother. It was just pure love, no condemnation.
Right.
And then that light was telling him, oh, I'm taking you with me to heaven.
Right.
And then he said, you're making a big mistake. I don't belong there. No, we don't make any mistakes.
Is that what he said?
Don't make any. If I want to take you there, I can take you there right now. It doesn't matter what you believe in. I'm going to take you there right now. So as soon as they were traveling in deep space, he had this question, is there life out there? Okay. Now, this is what you guys will think that I'm crazy with. This is what Jesus showed him. He paraded different types of aliens.
Really?
I'm going to slow it down right now. From humanoid, human-looking, humanoid, and then it got weirder and weirder and weirder to something that he couldn't recognize, and all of a sudden he got terrified. Okay. And then he yelled at Jesus. Okay, I get the message. I get it. And then when he took him to that place, paradise, in the middle of the universe, there were aliens over there. Wow. Like different creatures, not just human beings. Right. And they didn't speak. It was all through mental telepathy. Yeah, wow. They could read each other's minds. Yeah. So when I read that, I said, okay. Now everything is, you don't know. And listen, folks, this sounds crazy what we're talking about, but you got to start looking into this. It's on your major news stations. This isn't like when me and you grew up, the Star Magazine, remember that? Yeah. National Enquirer, where they put crazy stories. This is on CNN, Fox, MSNBC. I don't know why people aren't getting this. There is UFOs, and your government told us it's real. So you better get with the times, because it's happening. And I know you're scared of it and you're hiding from it, but it's happening. I don't know what to tell you. It's happening. I love being in the hot seat with this guy. He's pure caffeine.
And I just had Starbucks.
We wish you were here.
All right, we're going to take a break here in a minute, but when we come back, I was thinking to myself, maybe we could talked about Roswell, we talked about Travis Waldron. Let's think of another big story out there, another abduction. Betty and, do you remember up in Maine, Betty, I can't think of her husband's name, they were abducted? Did you ever, they were like a first abduction too. Oh, wow. Betty, I'll talk about that in case we get back. That actually happened up in Maine. So, when we come back, we got some more alien stories. So get everybody around the TV, let's go. Back in a minute.
Ready to buy a home? Whether you want to move out of your parents' home for the first time, own a home after renting for years, or buy a place with a spouse or partner, purchasing your first home is a big step. Finding the right home for you and your family has never been easier. New American Funding can help you determine how much house you qualify for, what your payments may be, and get you pre-approved, which will help you put in a stronger offer when you do find your new home. Before you start the home buying process, it's important to consider everything that you want in a home and what that means to you. There are several things you should consider when buying a home. The neighborhood. Location, location, location. School district. Review what school district the house is in. Even if you don't have kids, having a home in a desirable school district will pay off when it comes time to sell your home in the future. Commute times. Check the routes to work, school, grocery stores, and more to see how busy they are and how much time these routes will take. Crime rate. Before you get too involved in the home buying process, check out the crime rates for the neighborhoods you are interested in. Our complete property profile report can give you property ownership, historical tax and mortgage data, neighborhood and school data, local market conditions, and more. Find the right home for you and your family with your complimentary property profile from New American Funding. To get pre-approved or to get your complimentary property profile, contact us today.
Hi, I'm Deacon T with Modern Word Ministries. It's great to be with you today. Just a short little promo for our show. Every Sunday morning we have service, and you can follow us at 10 a.m. Pacific Time on modernwordministries.org. And if you missed us or you want to see some of our older messages, go ahead and check us out on socialmediashows.com every single morning at 9 a.m. It's a great way to kick off your day, get a little bit of the word in you, get something uplifting, get you started off on your way. You know, if you're looking for prayer or you need some help, reach out to us. If you go to our website, again, that's modernwordministries.org, you can interact with me via telephone, via DM, text message, whatever you want. I'll get right back to you. So if you need prayer, you need help, you just need somebody to talk to, Modern Word Ministries is here for you. We are your church in the community. So until you see you next time, be blessed, everybody. Bye-bye.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Welcome back, everybody, and remember, we're not crazy. This is real, and you gotta start getting used to it. We're talking UFOs, we're talking paranormal, we're talking everything today. JC, listen, my ADHD kicked in there for a second. I couldn't remember the names.
I love it.
But it's Betty and Barney Hill.
Yes.
There's a documentary on Discovery Plus that's streaming right now. Benny and Barney Hill. They were abducted in Maine. Okay? They were just driving home. They recently got married. They were driving home. They start seeing a light. And they're like, what is that light? What's that light? Next thing you know, the light's above them. Bang, the light covers the car. And they were abducted. Now, they get home. They start telling this story. They put them under hypnosis. And they all tell their stories. Betty's dress. They actually have her dress. And it actually has blood on it. The way they did experiments on them and everything when they were there. And there's actually blood that they have from her dress. I mean, there's so much evidence out there. Like, think about this. Who would drum up a story that they were abducted? I mean, granted, there is some people out there, but folks, this isn't just one person. This isn't two. This is thousands and thousands of people.
There, yeah.
Could thousands and thousands of people be crazy, JC? I don't think so.
No.
I mean, I definitely don't. I think something's going on, but the world, and like you said, you brought up a good point, JC, because you're a religious man. Yeah. I grew up in a very, very religious family.
Right,
I grew up Catholic.
Yeah.
My dad,
he
would yell at me if I missed Mass, if I didn't go to confession. My dad was a strict Catholic.
Yeah.
So I grew up reading the Bible and believing there is no other life. Am I right?
Yep.
But now,
Yep.
They're telling us there might be. And folks, one thing I do want to bring up is Antarctica. Did you ever hear anything about Antarctica?
Oh, yes.
Okay. What did you hear about it?
Oh, yes. Are we talking about bird?
I don't know. Did you hear something else? What about the bird?
Well, this guy is named Mr. Bird.
Okay. All right. What happened to him?
So I posted it on Facebook.
Okay.
They showed this.
I got to friend you on Facebook then. So
Yes,
I can
yes.
say, okay.
I think it was this spaceship that was crash landed in Antarctica.
Okay.
And then the caption below was about, I forget the first name of Bird.
Okay.
But then my friend, who's also named Tyler Bird, told me that this bird guy from the 19th or 18th century was a relative of his.
Oh my gosh.
And I was like, so I got curious.
Okay.
So this Mr. Bird or Admiral Bird said that him and his squadron went to Antarctica, and as soon as they went to Antarctica, all of a sudden they saw greenery. It was like utopia.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden their airplane stopped in midair. It was like being controlled by another ship.
Right.
It was like an invisible force.
Yeah.
That's what's making the airplane fly without the use of the
I know what you
machine.
mean. Like they were driving, all of a sudden, boom, they weren't in control anymore.
Yeah, you're not in control anymore. And then they took the plane down into a very, very dark tunnel. And Admiral Byrd saw this super... I know this is going to become like a tinfoil hat moment. I almost wore one.
We should buy one. Yeah. I might buy a tinfoil hat because I live all these conspiracies.
Even Maria is going to have to wear the tinfoil hat.
And then we're going to sell them as merchandise. We can all wear them.
I prevented myself from wearing silver today. I just wanted to let you know that. But that's what I know.
Yeah. And that's what I was bringing up about Antarctica. Think of this, folks. We have how many countries out there, right? And we can't agree on anything. We can't agree on anything. We're all enemies, all these countries. Every country came up with an agreement that we don't fly over Antarctica. Why? Why can't we go to Antarctica? The rumor is that that's a whole different civilization out in Antarctica. That's what they say, and that's why nobody goes out there. Think about this. No fly zone. We can't go out there. Every single country signed this agreement.
Wait. Can you repeat that again?
You can't fly over.
No-fly zone?
Yeah, you can't fly over.
Oh my God.
There's something going on in Antarctica. I'm telling you. Believe me, folks. Listen.
That's crazy.
And JC, here's the thing that really gets me, right? People are like, that's not true, this. You only know what you know. You know the Earth is round. You know there's space. You know there's a universe only because of what you were told. How do I don't know. I only know because I'm told this. I don't know the Earth's round, right? But yet you believe that.
I've been flying a lot, so I know that the Earth is round. I mean, it's impossible.
Well, it definitely is round. I agree with you there. But it's what we were told. Do you know what I mean? We grew up this way and was told. So we weren't told about aliens, so you don't believe in them. But I'm telling you, folks, get ready. Because, that'll get us right into this. Dr. Stephen Greer.
Oh,
yes. You just watched his documentary. Folks, listen to this. If you don't know Stephen Greer, Google him. He will tell you this is covered up for 80 years. 80-some years.
Yes.
So, go ahead. You just watched it.
So, he recently had a congressional testimony. Can you just believe that he spoke to Congress about what happened to him and his eyewitness stuff? And Dr. Stephen Greer actually has a multitude of documentaries.
Yes, he does.
But the one yesterday, I said, I have to own this.
Right.
So I bought it, and I said, I kind of was bored out of my mind because in the beginning of the documentary, they kept on talking about technology and green air, about the environment, and I didn't realize
what they were leading up to.
What they were leading up to is that the petroleum billionaires, the oligarchs, are hiding all this alien technology from us. Because I mean, why did they become billionaires to begin with? Because of of us.
Yeah.
We have to buy gasoline for cars, and people still use gas and coal and
everything. Oil.
Yeah. But then they discovered this technology. It's called 0 point energy, and it's basically a conductor that sucks in all the energy from the environment.
Oh my gosh.
And you don't even need a charger. That's why Dr. Stephen Greer makes fun of the Tesla now, because he said that's fake.
It's fake.
It's fake because you need to plug it in.
Right.
Because the real technology of this one, you don't need to plug it in. You don't need to do anything. It's like a limitless amount of energy, and the aliens have this, technology.
And that's what they taught us.
And that's what they taught us. And then it gets really weirder. This black pyramid, that was a spaceship, landed in 1980, and guess who came out of the ship? It was future versions of us, like people from the future.
I believe that.
Telling us to, get into this technology rather than fossil fuel, because it's going to destroy everything eventually, where this thing is going into a downward spiral where we're destroying everything, polluting everything. Yeah.
I believe if you don't believe a word we say here today, definitely tune in to Discovery Plus, watch Dr. Stephen Greer, any one of his documentaries.
Yes.
He explains what's going on. He is so into this. I've seen this man personally cry on his documentaries because he's so involved in this, and he just knows that people are being lied to. And that brings me to a point, JC. I watched a documentary the other day about, and I can't think of where it was, wherever we have our nuclear weapons. I can't think right now, Idaho, wherever it was, right? And we had our nuclear weapons. They had 2 soldiers on there. They did a whole documentary where the UFOs went over our nuclear weapons and shut them down.
Yes.
And now people will laugh. No way, that didn't happen. I'm telling you, watch the documentary. These 2 guys, they are so happy this is coming out now. They physically cried. These were 50, 60-year-old men now, and they physically cried because finally the truth is coming out. They were there when these weapons were shut down. They've seen these UFOs. And for some reason, people, I guarantee you, JC, there are people at home thinking me and you are insane. They're thinking, listen to these 2 morons. They don't know what the heck they're talking about. You know what? In 6, 7 months from now, when this all comes out, because it's coming, you're going to owe us an apology. And we'll accept it. We'll accept it.
And the social media shows network will be there, and we'll do a red carpet event of this alien thing.
Yes.
And Maria will be wearing her Lady Gaga outfit for that day.
Lady Gaga, yes.
But in all seriousness,
yeah.
According to this documentary, which is called The Lost Century and How We Can Reclaim It, it also said that not everything that we deem as a UFO is a UFO.
Right.
Some of it are actually created by Lockheed.
Yes, Lockheed Martin?
Yes. Lockheed Martin using alien technology.
Yes. And that's here in Las Vegas. That's here in Las Vegas, folks. I mean, and listen, we live in the UFO capital of the world.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
I mean, you got Area 51, right? Here's the other thing. The big incident, the Phoenix Lights. Remember the Phoenix Lights over Phoenix? That was seen by thousands and thousands of people, the Phoenix Lights, including the governor. The governor of Arizona seen it. Folks, that started in Henderson here. The Phoenix Lights started in Henderson and went all the way to Arizona. There's just so much evidence. People are like, there's no evidence. I want to see a picture. We show you a picture, you want to see more. We show you this, you want to see more. Folks, listen, it's real. Everybody's talking about it. Your government's talking about it. You got to quit this. You got to start accepting. You got to start accepting.
And also, I'm sure you go to the Fashion Show Mall, right?
Of course, yeah.
Okay, did you notice the huge flying saucer?
Yes.
That's above. You guys know the reason why there's that replica of a big UFO on top of the Fashion Show Mall? Because back in the day, I don't know if it happened in the 60s, 70s, 50s here in Vegas.
Okay.
There was actually a giant UFO that landed on top of Caesar's palace.
Is that what they're saying? And that's why they do that?
Mm-hmm.
I never knew that. See, we're learning
Caesar's
a lot
palace.
today.
Yeah.
We're learning a lot. You know,
Forum shops.
people are probably at home right now calling the mental health ward to come get me and you. They're probably saying, that guy's crazy. First of all, he talks too fast. He yells too much. And now he's talking about crazy stuff. They're going to call Maria today and say, get this guy off the air.
Him and I are yin and yang. See, he talks very fast and I take it really slow.
Yes. Listen, we cannot talk about UFOs. And Maria brought this up during commercial break, JC.
Mm-hmm.
Bob Lazar. Did you ever hear of him?
No, but the last name seems very familiar.
Bob Lazar claims to work at Area 51, and for people that don't know, Area 51 is about a 2-hour drive outside of Vegas, but if you take the plane flight there, it's probably very close. You know what I mean? It's probably a 15-minute plane flight.
We can take a plane to go to Area 51?
They do take it. What they do is every day at the airport, the people that work at Area 51, they get on planes here. This is a fact. Okay, this is a fact. There's a plane at our airport that takes them to work at Area 51. And Bob Lazar, back in the 70s, or I'm sorry, the early 80s, he worked there. He went to, I can't think of one of our news guys, I can't think of our news guy here right now in News 8. He went to him, told him what he's seen at Area 51, and what he described that they're working on alien spacecrafts at Area 51 that recovered crashes, and they were trying to understand how to fly them. And he said, what these crafts do, JC, is, and now listen to this because it's important, these crafts don't fly like regular, they don't have like our planes.
No.
There's like, they turn to the side and they actually go backwards like this.
Right.
And it's like gravity.
Yes.
And everybody laughed at him, JC, but guess what? Our government released tapes from San Diego that our Navy filmed these things, and they did the same thing Bob Lazar said.
Yes.
They turned to the side and moved this way.
Yeah.
And we laughed at this guy in the 80s that he didn't work there, he's lying, and here the truth comes out.
Yep.
You know?
And you know what, specifically what kind of technology these people are using or these aliens.
Right.
It's anti-gravity matter.
Exactly.
And in their ships, there's like an inertia to cover the riders and the driver of the ship.
Right.
So they won't die, because at the breakneck speed that these things are going, you know, if they don't have that inertia thing, they're gonna die.
Yes.
You're gonna die.
Yeah. And what he's basically telling you is, this is how people don't understand this, a lot of people, but being a cop, I was a cop for 27 years, how people die in car accidents is, you're going at a fast speed and then boom, that sudden stop, and your organs don't stop.
Yes.
So your heart rips, your organs rip, and that's how you bleed internally and die. That's how you die in car accidents. And the way this technology is, nobody could survive this.
Yes.
If you were in there as a human being, how fast you couldn't survive it.
Yeah.
So that's how they survive.
That's how the riders survive, because these aliens are no different than us. They're not, super human beings, but they have that technology to protect them from that thing to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And, I see UFOs being filmed over Vegas every day. There's this one guy, if you go to YouTube, he just films every day. I don't know if he's up on top of a mountain. I don't know if he's in McDonald Ranch or whatever, overlooking the thing, but he films them every day. And, the sightings are just getting more and more and more happening. And I think it's because of our cell phones. It's because of our Ring cameras. And then I don't think we could end today without talking about the UFO that possibly crashed here in Vegas. Did you hear about that?
Of course, yeah. I saw it it was shot all over Instagram,
everywhere.
Facebook, everywhere on social media.
Right. And for the people out there that don't know, the Metro Police were on a separate incident. And they saw something fly through the sky and crash. Metro Police saw it. It was on their camera. And I know people are, that's a bunch of BS. I know how people are, but you got to start waking up. They see it, and then minutes later, they get a call from a family that a craft landed in their yard, and they seen aliens like minutes later. And that's why if you look at the Metro cops, They come there and they took it serious. They weren't joking.
Yes.
They weren't anything. They took it serious. And JC, I'm big on TikTok because I have a big following on TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm on TikTok.
And so I've heard.
I'm on TikTok more than I watch TV. Believe me, okay?
Yeah.
And what they're saying on TikTok is that Metro actually set up cameras there now. And that is true. Metro admitted to that. Metro Police, they have a Homeland Security section of Metro Police. They went there and set up cameras at this location. Now, why would they do this? Now, there's other rumors, and a guy on TikTok said he talked to a Metro officer and 20 minutes is missing from their body cameras. Why? Why is 20 minutes missing from the body cameras? Folks, it's going to get out there to continue to hide this on us, but I don't know. Why would a family make that up? Right? Why would they make that up? Because they know they're going to get ridiculed and made fun out of. So I don't know. And I kind of believe it.
And you know what's happening now with that family, because they're a minority.
Yes,
there's so many racial slurs and blah, blah, blah. They have no credibility because they're this and that, this and that. I mean, I don't think they're lying, and I don't think that they would just call 911.
Right.
For
and if you look... The video itself, they're talking Spanish. I don't know Spanish, but the one lady on TikTok, she interpreted it.
Yes.
And you could hear the mother yelling, the mother's yelling, it could be a burglar, get away, get away. The mother's like, it could be a burglar. Yeah. And they're saying that it had big eyes, and they all had guns on them. Did you see that?
Yeah.
I mean, in the video, they have guns on them. And if you see at one point, JC, unless they were good actors, they're walking up to this thing, and they give that startle thing, and they all start running backwards. Yeah. Now listen, unless they all set that up, something was going on. Okay? Now folks, I know you guys probably think I'm insane, he's insane, right? We're not insane. We're trying to tell you, you gotta wake up. It's happening right in front of your eyes, and you're ignoring it. You're sitting there saying, yeah, that's BS. That's BS. The news is lying to me. Everybody's lying to me. They're not lying to you. They're trying to get you ready for something even bigger that they're gonna tell you. Because I'm telling you, it's coming. Dr. Greer believes it's coming soon.
Yes,
the disclosure's coming soon.
But like he's trying to reclaim that technology for all of us, that alien technology, so that all of us will have free 0.0 energy.
Yes.
That was actually developed by the real Nikola Tesla. Who, by the way, here's another conspiracy, maybe.
And I believe that too.
So they said that Nikola Tesla was hit by a car and that's why he died.
Yeah.
But other people are saying that wasn't an accident. They actually killed him.
Right.
Because the moment that he died, they went to his hotel, went to the safe and grabbed all that technological information that he had.
Oh my gosh.
They took it from him.
And they didn't want the public to have it.
No.
I mean, because he knew more. I mean, there's no doubt about it. The guy did. You can sit there and say whatever you want. He knew more.
Oh, and here's the most fascinating. If you try to develop a technology that's based off of that alien technology and try to get a patent from it, you're going to be denied. Either that or they're going to put you in jail or they're going to kill you or they're going to kill your entire family.
Yep. Yeah. And I don't know if here's the other thing, and I just want to go back to Bob Lazar real quick.
Yes.
For you folks that think that this is all BS, this is all a lie, they just did and Bob Lazar has taken several lie detector tests, and passed them all, okay? Recently they did a new documentary with him. While they were doing the documentary, the FBI raided his house. They searched his home again.
See?
I mean, folks, anytime you talk about this, the FBI shows up, this shows up, they're hiding this. If you look, there's some congressmen and senators and representatives that are coming out now and saying, this is true. And Marcus Rubio is one of them. He believes this is true. He thinks it should be disclosed. And I agree with them. Why are we hiding? We're adults.
Yeah.
We can handle the truth.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they're afraid, and I think their biggest thing, and me and you brought this up because we're both religious. We grew up in religious backgrounds, and I think that's what they're worried about a little bit.
100%.
You know what I mean? That's what they're worried about because it does throw a little wrench into that, and I think that's what they're worried about. But I mean, I didn't want to bring this up, but I will. Okay. They also said are you ready for this, folks? You're really going to think my head exploded now.
Okay.
They say there's 60 species of aliens. 60 different
That's
species.
That's very true.
That's what they say. There's 60 different species.
Yeah.
But if you think about this universe is big.
Yeah, and probably even more, because we're not only talking about this physical dimension, but other dimensions as well.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
And, if you think of some of the, like, what's his name? Elon Musk, right?
Yes.
He just said that he believes we could be living in like a simulation dimension type of whole universe. I mean, he believes that. I know he's a very smart man.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, I do listen to what he has to say, but it's out there, folks. It's coming. So just get with it. It's coming. I promise you.
What is this? We're living in the Truman Show.
Yes, that's what I always think, right? I always think, is this my own show? Or everybody laughing at me? Look what Danny did today. What is he doing there? It's crazy.
Show.
Yes. So you just never know. Are we done in a minute? Break? All right, we're going to take a break in a minute. We'll come back. I promise you, I have more alien stories. Believe me when I tell you, I live this. I watch this every night. My girlfriend's like, I hope they find Bigfoot because I'm sick of watching these Bigfoot shows too. So we'll
the Loch Ness Monster.
And the Loch Ness Monster. I believe in it all. I'm as crazy as you think I am. We'll be back in a minute.
John is an employee at one of the most famous firms in the city of New York. So his job is very hectic, and he realized that it is necessary for him to go and finally take a vacation. But he went on a vacation without planning out the details, and wasn't able to truly enjoy where he went because he had to think about so many things that he didn't plan for. Instead of enjoying his time away from work, he came back with more stress that he was not able to take full advantage of his vacation. But this year, a coworker suggested him to try World Ventures this time to make his vacationing more enjoyable and less stressful. They do not require you to plan anything outside of your transportation, which is also available at discounted rates. Your stay, your transport, and many meals are planned by the club. John liked the idea very much. He tries World Ventures, and his experience with the club was amazing, as he made many friends there with whom he had a great time. John recommends that everyone should try this club, as they are the best in business. See how the VIP-vacation-club.com can give you the right experience without all the hassle. Enjoy the VIP experience that only World Ventures provide.
I can already feel you judging me, and not for what I've done in the past, but for what I'm about to do. I had what mattered, and I got careless. Like, I don't deserve more. I don't deserve sympathy. I don't deserve to be here.
Where the hell are you? Why aren't you answering your phone?
Jenna! What is the matter with you?
Someone once told me, you may not be everybody's cup of tea, but you're somebody's shot of whiskey.
Excuse me, ma'am. My car ran out of gas and I left my wallet at home. Could you please spare a couple dollars so I can refuel my vehicle?
I literally have nothing.
What's it gonna take to get you to join a program?
Get about the dog! If Jesus wanted you to have a dog, he would have blessed you with a bowl and a leash now, wouldn't he?
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. gotfilms.com.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.
All right, folks, welcome back. And listen, we have 10 minutes left. JC, listen. We're going to go off the UFO topic just for a second here.
Okay.
We're going to talk about something even more crazy because I know the people out there are saying, this guy is totally insane. I know they are. So I want to make you even think I'm more insane. And I want to tell you that it runs in my family. That's even what I'm telling you, okay? My mother, she's passed away a year and a half ago, and she always told us about this Bigfoot story, okay? Yes, Bigfoot. We're going to get into Bigfoot, okay? We lived in Pennsylvania. We lived in northeast Pennsylvania, small towns. If you ever saw like The Office, did you ever watch The Office?
Yeah,
That's where I'm from, that area. That area is where I'm from, Scranton, Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania. That's where we're from. I grew up my whole life. Every day I was in the woods, walking, hiking.
Wow.
It was a wooded area. That's what we did when we grew up. Small towns. I grew up of a town of 10,000 people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Small towns, right? So anyway, long story short, my mother, she is a person that could tell a good story like me. You know, she had that energy. She's just like me, but she would exaggerate to make the story even better. You know what I mean? The wind's blowing, right? If in the story, if you say the wind's blowing, my mom's saying the wind was blowing 120 miles an hour, right? Just to make the story sound a little better. Okay, and I'm telling you this, JC, so you understand why I didn't believe her at first. Okay, I didn't believe her at first. She was going, her and her friend were going, it was at night and it was snowing. In Pennsylvania, it snows all the time. Okay, so it was snowing. They were going to visit a friend whose husband passed away. And one thing in Pennsylvania, if somebody passed away, people would bring food over for them. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So my mom went and she made them food. She made them everything, was taking it over to their house. As her and her friend are driving, now get this, JC, they're on the highway. My mother's driving and her best friend is sitting next to her. They go and they're getting off an exit to the highway. So picture this. You're going and then you get off the exit and then you actually come underneath the highway again. Okay? So you're going like this. So my mom says they get off the highway, they come around the corner, and she says all of a sudden, hanging off this bridge is a Bigfoot. She said this thing,
my God.
She said it was white. That's what she tells us. It was white. It was hanging off this bridge.
Was it hairy?
Yes, all hairy.
Like Chewbacca.
Yes. And she says, she comes around this corner and she goes, oh my God. And she said her friend starts screaming and they go underneath this thing. And her friend's like, my mom's like me. She's not really scared of stuff. And she's going, I gotta go back. We gotta see what we just saw. And her friend was like, no, please don't go back. And they fought about it, arguing, and they never went back. My mom the next day went there to see if she could see footprints because it was snowing. So she went and there was no footprints. Okay, now here's the thing. I would not believe this story because my mom does exaggerate something. It could have been like a cat hanging from the bridge and my mom says it's Bigfoot, okay? But her friend was with her, JC. Her friend, if her friend did not collaborate this story, I wouldn't believe it. But we used to bust my mom about this her whole life. But mom saw Bigfoot. Whatever would come up, and she would yell at us, I did see him!
So
and she would fight with us.
That's really super amazing.
So JC, that area, they now filmed a white Bigfoot in that area. If you go to YouTube, there's a little town called Nanticoke, Pennsylvania, which is in that area. They have a white Bigfoot filmed in that area. So maybe my mom did see Bigfoot. Or did see something. My mom definitely saw something. She stayed consistent with her story her whole life. And yes, we made fun out of her. Of course we did. But, you know, she always stayed consistent. And a lot of people say Bigfoot, and you're going to think I'm crazy here, mystical creature too. They believe he may come from a different dimension too.
Absolutely.
That's why people see him. That's why there's no evidence of him or anything. That it's a mystical creature that comes from a different dimension, and sometimes people see it.
Well, you know that there are alien giants, and some of them are called Anunnaki.
Yes.
The Anunnaki, and then one is called the Nephilim.
Yes.
And they're in some book of the Bible that was taken out from the original Bible.
Right.
What is the name of that? I forget the name of that book from the Bible, but it talks about the origins of angels.
Right.
And then it speaks about those gigantic beings.
Right. The Anunnaki. Right. Now there's rumors that did you ever hear this, that they brought us here? Did you hear that?
I would not be surprised. And then even before the flood of Noah's Ark, it said that the reason why God wiped out everything because the sons of God made love with human beings.
Right.
And who are these sons of God? They are beings from somewhere else. I know it's really weird.
JC, really I'm telling you, there's people at home thinking they're sending people here to get us checked. We're going to be on a 72-hour commitment after this. We're going to be on I'm going to have to tell them, please, I'm not that crazy. And then I'll probably be like, listen, I'm really hungry. I want to eat today. I'm going to go to South Point's buffet. Please leave me go. I'm going to have to convince them I'm not crazy after this show.
Okay, now I remember that Bible. It's called the Book of Enoch.
Book of Enoch. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you recommend reading that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you believe, honestly, folks, there is rumors to the fact this Anunnaki actually brought human beings here. That's what they say. That's what they say, that's how we got here. Who knows? I don't know. I just know that the only reason I know anything is because people told me. I didn't come here with knowing everything.
It's in the carved in the Rosetta Stone and in the Babylonian sculptures and everything.
Yeah.
It's documented over there.
And I know we only have a couple minutes left here, but I want to talk about one last thing. The moon. When the astronauts went to the moon, they've seen stuff. I'm sorry, I'm spitting on you.
No, you did not.
They seen stuff on the moon that was alien-like. They did. They seen stuff. And now an astronaut came out yesterday. I watched his interview. He said 100% we've been hiding aliens from you. This is an astronaut. This is an astronaut, folks. You have pilots seeing these UFOs. You have everybody. But yet, there's still people out there. Them people are nuts. Them people aren't nuts. They're seeing it. Start getting with this, folks, because it's coming. You just don't know it, but it's coming. Me and JC know it. We're going to be prepared. We're going to see the aliens. They're going to be like long-lost friends. We're going to have dinner with them. You're going to be scared of them.
We're going to have dinner with them.
Yeah, we're not going to be scared of them. We're going to take them to the Golden Stair. I always mention the Golden Stair.
I'm afraid to ask what the food will be.
Yes, that's true.
Hopefully
what do they eat?
Be us.
Yeah, I hope it's not us. And listen, there's another fact out there, like JC, and this could be totally true.
Oh my goodness.
They say, why? 3 minutes left? Oh, we're almost done? 2 minutes? 2 minutes. 2 minutes. I talk so much, we got 2 minutes. One last thing. They say that aliens might not have actually came. They say land in the White House, right? Land in the White House. If they're real, let them land at the White House and say, here we are, right? The reason people say, maybe they don't think we're intelligent enough. We don't go talk to the ants. Right? We don't talk to the bugs. We don't talk to this. Maybe we're so below them that they don't even, we're like animals to them. They don't
really
care.
Quickly, there was a black and white documentary, a video documentary of alien crafts converging on top of the White House.
Yes.
I don't know if you remember.
No, I do remember that.
Yes.
Yes, and that is a fact too. They were seen above the White House, folks.
Yes.
But
we're on top of the...
Listen, the only thing is, when Trump was in office, and I know a lot of people hate Donald Trump, okay, but the thing about Trump, I honestly believe he was such a guy that was such a loudmouth and couldn't keep a secret, I thought he would tell us. I thought he would tell us there was aliens.
He's going to be the biggest whistleblower.
I thought he would for sure, because he can't keep nothing. Yeah. I thought for sure he'd say, by the way, there's aliens. They're hiding it from you. I thought for sure if anybody would have said it, would have been him.
Oh my God.
Out of all the presidents. But if you see some interviews with Obama and Biden, and especially Obama, he admits that there is stuff going on that they don't understand. And that is from President Obama. So We got 1 minute left. Anything you want to add?
I think that John and F. Kennedy was onto something, and that's why they assassinated him.
Yes, and that's another story. Is going to get into that. But listen, do you want to give your social media or tell everybody how to get in touch with you?
Watch Spotlight. It's on this same Bat channel, the Social Media Shows Network. And remember, I feature my review of movies and fashion.
Awesome.
Yes.
Follow me on TikTok at The Crime Solver. Yes, this energy is every day. I post 6 to 7 videos a day. You'll love it if you love true crime. Once in a while, I talk about aliens. Have a great week, and we'll see you next week.
Sayonara.
Vegas Views.